anyway, today's topic, well, as planned by me, was to discuss how I'm coping with my diagnosis and actually explain how I got diagnosed and what occurred. I actually did get one email, and a person wanted to know what I do in my day-to-day life after I got diagnosed. So I'll also be discussing that. And excuse my dog if you can't hear her panting in the background, because she's struggling right now. And excuse if you can hear the window in. If the audio is bad on this video, then I just won't post the video, I just redo it. But it's gonna be a year in December. My mom is in the car with me, by the way.
December 14th, it'll be a year.
December 14th, it'll be a year that.
Well, December 16th, something like that.
I say December 14th because that's the day they told me that I had kidney disease. So that's the day I count that I got diagnosed.
Okay.
So, when I tell this story, I always go back to when I was in Alabama, because I'm from Alabama. Because we didn't realize what was going on when it was happening. We thought it was something else. So it was like my junior year. I mean, not my junior year, my sophomore year. It was like, it had to be like March. It started happening like
Towards the end of your sophomore year.
So I started getting like real bad joint pains. I was sleeping so much I couldn't do anything. Like, I just like felt like I had no energy. But as far as like the not having energy part, we didn't really take that into account. It was more of my joints were always hurting. But it wasn't just like, oh, my knee hurts. It was like severe pain, like to where sometimes I couldn't walk. Like, when my mom used to go to work, she used to have to like rub down my joints before she left, because like I wasn't able to move on my own very good. So fast forward,
Started going to the doctor for arthritis.
Yeah, we went to the doctor, and they didn't exactly say it, because every time I went to the doctor I was never in pain, ironically, but we kind of self-diagnosed rheumatoid arthritis and treated it as such. Fast forward date next year, January, I don't know exactly when, they told me that I would be moving to another state. So we moved not on my birthday, but like right before my birthday. So I got down here and I started school. Everything was good, because ironically, the pain went away. I didn't have no problems up until about the end of November. And the same thing started happening. My joints started hurting, and the fatigue got so bad, like I would come home from school and go to sleep and sleep like until it was time to go to school the next day. And getting like up and down, my school is huge, it's like a college, and they have like huge staircases to get to everywhere, and it's like a mile to get to each building and go to each class. It is a mile. It's a mile. It's too much.
Okay.
And it was like it's like I was walking, but my body was reacting as if I was running like a marathon. Like, I would be out of breath just from walking like up a flight of stairs. So one night, I remember this day like so like vividly. I remember like everything that happened. I remember everything. So I went to school, and my brother was saying he was gonna cook, and I was begging him for some fajitas. So he made some fajitas, and we were eating fajitas. We were watching a TV show. We always eat dinner and watch TV as a family whenever we cook dinner. So we were watching TV, and I remember I got done with eating the fajitas, and my mom turned to me and was like, "Jalen, are you okay?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Your stomach is huge." My stomach looked like a basketball, according to everybody in their room. Not a basketball, according to everybody in their room.
It was like literally swelling before our eyes. What it looked
so like. Then, like, once I came to, like, I realized, I knew, like, I felt bad. So I started feeling bad, and then my chest started getting like really, really tight. It's like I couldn't breathe. I felt like somebody was sitting on me. So prior to this, we had been having these type of problems anyway, but we like, at first we really didn't know. Yeah, we thought I had a stomach virus.
Right.
And then the symptoms just start getting like weird, like this would not happen with a stomach virus. So when I told her I couldn't breathe, she was like, okay, they said we're going to the hospital. So we went to Wellstar, Austell, and we went, and I remember going in. I remember this part. Every time I tell this part, I cry. Of all I try not to cry. I'm not gonna cry. Okay, I'm not gonna cry. But because I remember, like, every time I tell it, it's like I'm going through it again. So I remember getting in the hospital. I was in a wheelchair because I couldn't walk. I was so heavy. I have kidney disease, so I was retaining fluid, which is why I was heavy. So had all this fluid on me, and I got in the exam room, whatever you call it, just a little room where they put you. We were in the emergency room, and I remember falling asleep. They did like an EKG or something on me before I went to sleep, and then I remember going to sleep. And I remember waking up, and I was in the room by myself. But I saw my mom outside, like, on the phone or talking to somebody. I don't remember which one. I don't remember that part that much. But she was outside, so then she looked in and saw I was up. And the one thing I always say about my mom is, no matter what, she never let me see, like, her cry or, like, her, like, reacting to something, or, like, she want me to see, she don't want me to see her panic, because then she feels like I panic. So when I saw my mom crying, or like the reminiscent or tears in her eyes, and I was like, oh, I'm finna die. So, cause like when I see my mom cry, we can
laugh at it now.
Yeah, when I see my mama cry, I'm like, oh, something wrong, baby. Somebody died. Somebody about to die. Something happened. So she came in there, and she was wiping her eyes, and then when I saw that, I was immediately like, what, like, you know, what's going on? So then she came over to me. I'm not finna cry. Y'all not finna make me cry.
And you're not finna make me cry either.
So she came over to me, and she was like, she was talking soft to me, which made it worse. She's like, I'm not gonna talk soft, but she was like, they finna transport you to Elkiston because the doctor thinks you have kidney disease.
No, not kidney disease. He told me that he thought that your kidneys were failing.
Yeah, but then you told me
absolutely sure
he thought I had an autoimmune disease.
Right. And
when she told me that, I always tell people this is a joke. When she said autoimmune disease, I was like, AIDS, cause who got AIDS? Cause
oh my God, that's not
it
funny.
ain't me. You got the wrong person. But then she explained to me what autoimmune disease was, and I was like, oh, cause your gut ain't got no, you know, we'll roll like that over here. So after that, like after when she told me it was in slow motion, after that everything went so fast. I was in Elkiston, it felt like in 5 minutes. So after she was like, the ambulance coming, she was like, probably they said it was gonna probably take an hour. Baby, that was the next 15 minutes.
It was an hour. It just they gave you medicine for your pain, so you were sleeping. They gave
me pain medicine in the emergency room?
They gave you pain medicine in the emergency room.
See, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, and that's why you were sleeping, and it seemed like a short time to you, but it was a long time. It took the ambulance like an hour to get there.
Oh, it felt like 15 minutes to me.
Because by the time, because Uncle John got there, he got there in like 15 minutes, 10 minutes or less, and then Joseph got there. I woke him up and he came, but it took an hour for the ambulance to come. You were just sleeping.
So,
and it took us like an hour, maybe 45 minutes to get to the hospital.
But like all this, like when I'm remembering this, I just remember it being so fast. So after I got diagnosed, I got in the hospital. I've been look, it's a Del Taco. 1.4 miles on the right.
When you're doing your video, you worry about taco.
It's okay, y'all. I'm fat. So if you gonna subscribe to me, watch my videos, know I'm fat. Anyways, I like to eat. And
we're not going that far.
1.4 miles.
We're only 1.7 miles that far. We're not going that far now.
We're going up.
Okay, Jayla. Keep talking.
Okay, y'all. So, anyways, we got in the hospital. Y'all, them 10 days
in ICU,
in intensive care unit. That's when you need attention 24/7. Y'all, them days. I remember when I first got there. Like I said, I'm fat, so I was excited about the hospital menu. Cause at first they had me on a regular diet, so I could eat what I wanted. So first couple of days, I was excited. I was eating a little breakfast dinner. After the third day, baby, I was ready to go. I was ready to go. They had me on dialysis 34 hours. No, that was with the PD cap. No, they had me on it with hemo too.
Because you had so much fluid.
I had built up so much fluid because like I always explain fluid like when you hold fluid as like carrying gallons of milk, because that's literally what it feels like carrying that weight on you, and it's just like all right here, but fluid can't travel to like your face. As you can see, my face is cupping, or your legs or whatever, but I had it all over me, so I was on constant dialysis. So my first catheter was a hemo catheter, and we were in the hospital for a while. I was adjusting to my medicine, and we got out on Christmas Eve night. Just because, we were determined to get home for Christmas. Like, I remember breaking down in the hospital with my mom when the doctors came in and was like, oh, y'all got to stay. But we bust out crying. We were screaming in the ICU.
No, you were screaming in the ICU.
But look,
I was trying to comfort you.
I was ready because everybody, baby, that was the day. So, that's my diagnosis story. As far as coping with it, I always say coping like in present tense, because I feel like you never really truly accept that, you know, you have a disease and you with it for the rest of your life. Like, even like, you know, it don't matter. I'm not gonna give a certain time span as to when I think like, oh, you know, I'm over it, because I feel like you're never over it, because every time you think about it, like, I'm never getting out of this. So, you know, when I first was diagnosed, of course, it was like, it weighed heavy on me, because my whole life, like, did a 360. I always say 360. Like, not 180, not 90, not 270. It flipped. And, you know, I'm doing stuff that, to be honest, like, I was always scared of. I told my mom when I got, well, it was a little bit like, it was probably like a couple months after I got diagnosed, that I always feared having a disease that you could not cure. And, you know, it kind of happened. You know, some things I laugh at, and people are like, why are you laughing? But when you actually in it and you have a different perspective of it, yeah, you do kind of have to. But then you kind of automatically do it, because it's not like it's funny, but it's like, you can, you know, that's just kind of funny. It's weird.
And cry. Nobody wants to cry all the time.
So it's just, I feel like having someone with you through it is a big help. But, you know, some people are, you know, by themselves. Some people don't have support systems. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky, grateful to have my mom. Every time she tells somebody I have it, she always use the pronoun we, because every time I go to the hospital, she the one going. Or if I'm in my room sick to my stomach or my chest hurting, she almost experienced the pain with me. Like, when I got my PD catheter, I remember her holding my hand at the bedside while I was screaming in pain, and her almost crying, because it's like she could feel it, what I was going through. So I'm lucky to have somebody, you know, by my side through this. And my brothers, yes. Even though every time Joseph see me in the hospital, he almost lose his mind. But, you know, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna, you know, he just care about me. But he every time, Joseph, every time. So, but yeah, he didn't be, when I was in the ICU, he came and spent the night with me. And I remember him, I was in the hospital bed, and I remember I was eating something, and I started throwing up, and I remember Joseph was about to cry, because he knew how to react. Like, me and my brother had this relationship where, like, I love my brother to death, but if you see us talking to each other, you'll think we can't stand each other. So me and Joseph, like, we not really mushy on each other. So when he see me in pain, he don't know what to do.
Julian the same way.
Really all over, because me and Jada joke around too. When you see me and Jada, usually it's us arguing or messing with each other. So when stuff happen like this, it's like, it's not weird, it's just not our usual. But to have people around you to support this, and especially to keep your mind off of it, because constantly thinking about stuff like this will weigh you down. And I remember at some point I was doing that, and I had to get out of that. So tips on coping with it will definitely be to talk to somebody, because holding it in, you know, won't do you any good. I did that, but like I didn't want to talk to nobody, and at first you probably will be angry, not knowing who you're angry at, but you probably will be, because I know I was. And get it off your chest, and then, like I said, you never fully cope with it, but I have come to terms with it. Like, don't like deny that you are going through this. Like, trying to do things you know that will hurt you, like with lupus.
Take your medicine.
Yes, like people are like, oh, I'm not sick, you know, I'm not taking my medicine, I'll be okay.
Take your medicine.
As much as you want to deny it, your function throughout the day depends on those pills in that little bottle. It's the sad truth. It's not really the sad, it's just the truth. So take care of yourself. Don't deny yourself a healthy life because you don't want to, you know, face the fact that this is what's happening. And
work on your diet.
Yeah, but they just heard us say we finna eat some Del Taco, so.
Well, I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not saying starve yourself.
Yeah, don't starve yourself, because when we first started,
what's best for you? What's best for you?
Yeah, when we first started, so you know, we only really know about the diet for kidney disease. As far as like other autoimmune diseases and other chronic illnesses go, I don't exactly know the diets for those. But with kidney disease, it's low phosphorus, low sodium, low potassium, and phosphorus is in everything, in anything living. So that's kind of hard. But low sodium, it's really easy to watch your sodium if you really like think about it. Like when you're cooking, you really don't automatically go to salt your food. You use other spices, you know,
fresh garlic,
especially, yes,
fresh vegetables,
garlic, lemon,
like,
you know, pepper. There's a lot of stuff you can do, but that's a whole nother video. I'm not gonna get too deep into that. But watching your diet is a very important part of coping and facing the fact that this is what my life is now. So that is my diagnosis story and how I'm coping. As far as today, I feel great today. I'm gonna go home and show y'all what I do on a day-to-day basis. As asked for in the email. But I'll go ahead and tell y'all that before I was diagnosed, I had I would say, kind of successful little baking business, you know. I was baking cupcakes and cakes. Actually, in the description, like I said today, I was taking my senior pictures. So in the description, I'll link to my Instagram because I'm gonna post them over there, the pictures that my mom took. So you can follow that Instagram, and then I'm gonna post my baking Instagram, which I've been inactive on, but I'm gonna start back posting. I'll post these cakes that you're going to actually see in this video in the Instagram. So I gotta make both of those accounts public because they're private, because I'm scared people are gonna find me. But I'll let y'all see the pictures. So I'm gonna link both of those below in this video. And yeah, I had it was pretty good. I used to sell cookies and brownies and little cake slices at school. I had a lot of help around me, a lot of support. Where I'm from, it's a very small town, so everybody know everybody. So of course I had a lot of support. But when I moved up here, I'm be honest, I got lazy. But then this happened. So
you weren't really being lazy. You were sick and didn't know it.
I mean, when I first moved, well,
when you first
like June, I was sick, but I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
But it got progressively worse. But I want to try to start back. It's just, you know, graduating now, there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, got to start applying to colleges, finna take the SAT. And, you know, you could try and fit in where it fit in, but we'll see. But anyways, like I said, when I get home, I'll show you what I do when I'm not in the hospital and not focused on what my mom calls situation. It's a situation. It's situational. It's situational.
It's not you.
Put it on a t-shirt. Put it on her YouTube channel. Yo. does.
I don't
That's
have
what it
one.
means. Like you stamp it, like your name on it.
I got you.
I gotta keep her hip with the times. But anyways, I see y'all.